MMA Boxing Talk here. In this video, I'm going to talk about the upcoming UFC heavyweight title fight between champion Fabricio Werdum taking on former champion Cain Velasquez. Now, this will be their second time fighting each other. They fought in 2015, in June of 2015, and Fabricio Werdum got the rear naked choke, I believe it was. He got the submission over Cain Velasquez. And that was a third round submission. And it was actually the performance of the night. Now, before that fight, Cain Velasquez, of course, was champion. He had come off wins from Junior Dos Santos, Bigfoot Silva, and also Junior Dos Santos. Twice he beat Cain Velasquez, beat Junior Dos Santos. And then when we talk about the champion today, Fabricio Werdum, before he fought Cain last June, he had fought Mark Hunt for the interim belt, who he defeated via TKO in the second round. And before that, he got a 5-round unanimous decision against Big Travis Brown. Now, the rematch for Werdum and Cain Velasquez, it's going to be an interesting one. The last time, the fight was in Mexico in their first fight. And Cain Velasquez is from Mexico, but he lives in the United States nowadays. Fabricio Werdum went up to train in Mexico at least a month before that fight. I'm pretty sure about that. It was a long period of time anyway, to get acclimated to the higher altitude. In Mexico City, it's a much higher altitude than here in the States. I believe on the West Coast is where Cain Velasquez is. Sacramento or AKA Gym, wherever the heck that is. California somewhere. Now, Cain Velasquez showed up to the first Werdum fight, I believe, a little less than a week before the fight. So he didn't give himself a chance to let his body acclimate to the higher altitude like Werdum did, which was much smarter. Kudos to Werdum. Now, I'm not saying that's the reason why Cain lost by any means. There's also a factor you got to play into that last fight, was that Cain Velasquez hadn't fought in a year and 8 months before he lost his belt to Werdum. So he was very inactive, and Fabricio Werdum beat Cain Velasquez, and he was on a heck of a roll during that year and 8 months that Cain Velasquez was hurt. So it was a combination of things, and maybe Cain didn't take it as serious as he should have. That I don't really believe, but who knows? So this rematch is going to be a really, really good fight. Now, I also want to talk about, I'm also going to put out a prediction video before that fight. That's February 6th. Fabricio Werdum and Cain Velasquez for the title. Now, I want to talk about some of the other heavyweights in that division. Now, the UFC heavyweight division has seen its better days. Lately, it's been watered down. It's a very, very old division. There's not too many young guys. The youngest guy really I can think of is the number 2 contender, Stipe Miocic, who is 32 years of age. So he's not old, but he's not a spring chicken either. Now, so Fabricio Werdum's the champ. Cain Velasquez, the number 1 challenger, number 1 contender. He's going to face the champ in February, like I was just saying. The number 2 is Stipe Miocic. Number 3 right now is Alistair Overeem. And 3 and 5 is Andrei Arlovsky, and 5 is Junior Dos Santos. Now, those 2 guys are coming off losses, so they're not going to be getting a title shot anytime soon. Travis Brown, he's fighting Matt Mitrione. If he wins that, if either guy win that, that's not going to get them a title shot. Now, a good fight is number 7 versus number 8. Ben Rothwell is facing Josh Barnett. I can't recall the date. But you just have to Google it to find out. But that's coming up in the next month or two, I would say. That's going to be a good fight. The fight I want to see is Stipe Miocic fight Alistair Overeem. The 2 and 3 contenders face off, and they take the winner of Cain versus Werdum. Now, if Cain Velasquez defeats Fabricio Werdum for the title this February 6th, I don't know if they're going to give Werdum the rematch because he beat him before. So I would think they would. Now, that's even more of a reason, while we're waiting in the time being, Stipe and Overeem, they should both fight each other, and then you can have a real number 1 contender. That's if Cain Velasquez loses to Werdum in February. So it's very interesting, but there's not too many up-and-comers, young guys in that division. Basically, personally, I'm waiting for Jon Jones to beat DC, which I believe he will, move on to the heavyweight division like he's talked about in the past. Now he's more focused. He's lifting weights. He's getting much bigger and stronger. He always had the size and the reach to go up to heavyweight, but now he's putting on that muscle. So he's got one more fight, Jon Jones, at light heavyweight, and hopefully he'll move up to the heavyweight to shake it up, to spice that division up again. It's been pretty quiet ever since Junior Dos Santos lost to Cain Velasquez in their 3rd fight. He's never really been the same. He just lost to Overeem by a knockout. So there's not too many contenders. The 2 I would say is definitely Miocic and Overeem, and Cain's obviously getting the title shot. But that's basically it for the UFC heavyweight division. Just wanted to throw out a video just talking about the top guys. Oh, another fight I want to add is, I believe it's in March. Number 9 versus the number 10 ranked guy. Mark Hunt taking on Frank Mir. These are 2 veterans. Mark Hunt is a knockout guy. He's the Super Samoan, they call him. He's about 5'10", 5'11", but he'll knock out anyone. Doesn't matter how big this opponent is. Frank Mir, a veteran, a champion in the past. All around, good fighter. He's improved his boxing skills leaps and bounds in the past couple years, training with an ex-pro boxing champion, Bermain Stavern. Bermain Stavern trained with Frank Mir. He showed him a lot of stuff, but Frank Mir just came off of a loss, a bit of a controversial loss to Andrei Arlovsky. But Arlovsky's not in the running really anymore because he just lost to Stipe Miocic, the number 2 ranked contender. But that's basically it. So if you like the video, subscribe. If you want to hear more MMA news and boxing news as well, I cover boxing as well. And if you agree or disagree with whatever I've said in this video, don't be shy, comment in the box. I love a good debate. But that's it for today. MMA Boxing Talk. Until next time.